I'm gonna make sure that it started out before, because if I go through the whole thing, we're good. Sorry, you're like right there in the line. Just smile at it. No. Okay, so we're continuing with the vertical planning. I think everybody was here for the first one, correct? Y'all weren't off campus. Okay. The purpose of our planning today is to ensure the continuity in the math instruction, address learning gaps, build on students' prior knowledge, support student success from one grade level to the next. And then just thinking about math as the language of the universe. We have a data to action team that I started this month where we were reviewing. Our campus was underperforming for math, specifically African American students, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. And that's been a flag for 3 years. So we had a team that met a little back to some of what we're doing today. We're implementing one strong instructional practice as a campus, and the team decided that that needed to be vocabulary for the year. So that kind of goes with what we already talked about, but we'll get a little bit more into detail. But overall, as a campus, we're like vocabulary for reading and math is extremely low. So our first objective today is to create our math language for all grade levels. And specifically, I want y'all to review, these are 2 underperforming TEKs, 3rd and 4th grade, African American students only. Their data, they were under 20% in these 2 TEKs. So the 3rd grade one was to describe the mathematical relationships found in base 10 place value system through the 100,000s place. And then for 4th grade, it was interpret the value of each place value position as 10 times the position to the right and as 1/10 of the value of the place to its left. So if you're looking at this and you're thinking about what role we play into that, what kind of ideas come into your head?
I know that in kindergarten we started implementing the base 10 in our calendar math starting last year. So we're continuing that to get exposure early.
And that's something y'all are doing on top of what curriculum had given you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess the vocabulary have different, but yet the same kind of.
So like thinking, because I know 2nd grade we've just finished through. Is there a lot of connection from what we did into, or you see a lot of connection to this?
Or place value chart.
And I think 1st grade, y'all started with place value, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we're gonna look at the specific TEKs for our grade levels, and then we're gonna develop this together. What we found is, I know Miss Mann specifically for 4th grade, she had the discussion about the language of what students are saying with very simple things that start at our level, like regrouping, students not being taught to call it that. And so our job is to be giving that foundation that these upper grade teachers are not gonna have to change. So we're gonna look at place value system through academic vocabulary on Lead Forward. So if you could pull up Lead Forward, and if you need help getting onto that. I know Ms. Dixon's gonna talk about this later too, but it's gonna be part of like our pre-planning that is expected of us before going into our PLC meetings, which I think it was already kind of something that, you know, they were expecting that we were already doing. We're just gonna tighten that up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, where do I go?
Okay, so Lead Forward. Click on that top one. Okay, so there's the middle column, academic vocabulary. And if you scroll down, it goes by grade level. And just open up math.
Oh, I seen this last year.
I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes take a look through the academic vocabulary. Y'all's isn't that large. I already looked at kindergarten, but y'all's is all new. So maybe let me do 1 minute, just look at it, and then we're going to do a list of the academic vocabulary. Second and first grade, we need prior knowledge and the new language, and I'll help you look at that. I'm just going to set a quick timer. Are y'all done with place value for kindergarten? Or are y'all still in it?
We're not even there.
Not even in it? Okay. What's y'all's beginning unit?
Counting objects. We just finished that maybe test Friday.
How'd that go?
Huh?
How'd that go?
Some are still struggling with counting backwards. But it's like 2 in each class.
Okay, so the title of the module, kind of, per se, is on there. So we are going to go to representing and comparing whole numbers.
Okay.
And then it breaks it down by your new. So these are words you could expect that they have not heard. And then these they should have heard from. All right, I'm gonna start with kinder. What is your new language? All of it. Let me go to, or I can wait. Y'all can keep looking at yours.
Where exactly?
This is the field guide.
What am I going through?
The field guide has the academic vocabulary on it, but this one's a little bit more geared just to. Yeah. And y'all's is good, yeah. That's all. So for representing the numbers, new to grade level, you don't have any previous introduced.
Yeah. So new to the grade level.
New to grade, sorry.
For representation, we have compose, counting words, decompose. That's not good, but one's part intense.
Can you, so what do y'all do with part?
Part whole?
Okay, with representing the numbers?
When we get there. Or we're going to compose and decompose a single number. So what 2 numbers make 7?
Okay. Because y'all don't go, when y'all compose off the top of your head, or does it go past 10? Or what do y'all compose up to?
We focus to 10.
Okay.
And then we kind of just go into adding.
Okay.
But we don't call it that.
Great. But y'all say compose and decompose when y'all teach it? Is that the
We're
okay.
supposed to be, yeah.
We're supposed to be. All right. We're gonna be. Okay. First grade. What do you have on the prior knowledge?
Backward, compose, decompose, forward, word form, equal to, same as, fewer than.
I'm gonna try to link these with what we're seeing on the kinder. Okay, so backward, start over for me real quick. Backward.
Compose, decompose, forward, word form,
I mean, I had backward in my other.
equal to, slash same as, fewer than. Greater than slash more than. one more.
That's a lot.
I mean, I have,
Are those in a different area of yours?
yeah, I
Okay.
have those two in my comparison course.
Well, that's a good thing to consider, though, is that because the goal is to get to the point where, and this is really only applying for first and second because we have something to build onto, but when your initial teach for a TEK comes up, the day one of a new module, you're going and you're looking at this and you're including that. So when you're connecting students to prior knowledge, that's going to help them come into that TEK. And it should be language that they can kind of come in from the year before. Unfortunately, kindergarten doesn't have a list of that to go to. But, okay, let me slide this.
Like I also have backwards equal to same as, fewer than, forward greater than.
What category is that one under?
That one's in comparison, like comparing.
Okay. Was yours, Angelus, from represent and compare? Did
Yeah.
you read both? Okay, perfect. That's okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, I didn't expect that list to be so long, so I'm gonna skip that over. New language. All right, what do you have for new language?
Digit, expanded form, hundreds, tens, ones. Place value. Standard form.
That's it?
For representation.
Perfect. See, and I don't agree with, that's why we're looking at this, but apparently ones and tens are in kindergarten, correct?
Yeah. One's 10.
Hmm. Just
And then
something.
we talk about 100 when we get to the 100 day of school. And then we'll start playing with the 100.
So we're gonna make this as like our campus form, anything that we wanna change and add to that we talk about. That's why we're looking at this, but we're also gonna go into things that we know. So like I would take away the ones and the tens from the new language, as I don't believe that that's something that first grade needs to be trying to hit on as much. But kindergarten can have a little bit more say into,
I think we have more newer students than the ones that were. And with the distractions that the classroom has,
Yeah.
you probably still need to work on
you gotta keep it in the new, kind of keep that as a flagged area. Now, thinking about language that's not on the list, are there words that you say that you think are just imperative that we're using as a campus that you don't find on this list, but it's something that you find in your practice that you think is important? And again, I know y'all are, this is year one for it, but anything you've done so far?
Adding, subtracting, all those.
So like for us second grade, like we have all of our language, but then what are we calling the tools? The manipulatives, and then specifically instead of saying ones, tens.
Rods.
Yeah. Do y'all do that in the younger grades?
I've been calling them sticks. So
Okay.
can you change them to rods?
Preferably. So I met with third through fifth, and I know like Miss Mann was saying same thing. She was like, okay, well if we could we use the correct words for the manipulatives, units, rods, and flats when you're introducing those. So I'm gonna add that to new language from kinder, and then
You're going to send this to us, right?
yes,
Okay.
and then that'll be the expectation that that's what every teacher is calling that manipulative as we move up.
Okay.
And I guess so y'all do talk about the hundreds, it's just not on y'all's academic vocabulary?
When we get to counting to 100, we'll talk about the 100, and then in calendar math, I show them the rods and you know,
Okay.
the 100 and stuff like that, but it's not like a lesson in the curriculum.
Do you want me to put that in as an expectation of something kindergarten is introducing?
They
Or,
should know what the manipulatives are
okay,
before you first start.
all the way up to the flat hundreds?
Mhm.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean it happens right now, but it may happen later in the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just that their TEAC only goes up to, well, what Lead Forward says their academic only does the ones and the tens. But she was saying at the end of the year, they get to the hundreds. So I'd like, that's why we're making this as a price list of things instead of,
Maybe we need to make a huge celebration about the 100th day of school.
mm-hmm. And kinder is really strong in the
Usually we
100th
do that,
day.
like, even a project and
Yeah,
come
dude,
out
yeah.
and do it,
And that's a good time to start talking about, I mean,
but relating it to
team, yeah.
the manipulative of the 100.
Yeah. Okay. And we're gonna, anything that pops into your head as we move into the new language. So now that we've brought up like the rods, if there's something else that you think of, like, oh, we've done this, just throw it out there as I take the second grade language. All right, what do you have for second? Prior knowledge. And just do the represent for right now.
Okay,
I'll make 2 separate pages for that.
okay. Expanded form, hundreds, ones, base value, standard form, tens, and word form. And then thousands for the new language.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Okay. Thousands?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Is there anything that we want to add to, change? Angeles, will you real quick tell me which ones of the prior knowledge were just from represent?
I think it should be backwards to forward. Backwards to word form.
To work.
Because equal to, fewer than, or that is compare.
comparison.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the like equal to and the fewer, we had hand motions. I don't
Mhm.
know.
They
Yeah, to like reinforce it. Cause I know.
The alligator.
Yeah. Well, I don't really use the alligator.
I will say that the upper grades do not like the
I
alligator.
don't use the alligator. We just,
But
compare them out.
I know, like last year, Delgado was obsessed with using that song with her kids, and it's like all about an alligator. And but again, our focus is to be getting the students to memorize the language, and representing that to where like they can describe it themselves. So if they are still talking about it being an alligator, then maybe they're not understanding fully what the symbols mean. But okay, so we're just starting with the representation. I'll leave that. I'm gonna send it to y'all, and then we can add to it, make changes, and I'm sure on our next vertical planning we may have different ideas, especially since we're gonna go into the unit. And if you're already done with the unit, these should still be words that are cycling in. So whatever you're doing for, like we do our Give Me 5 in second grade, and place value stays around majority of the year. So that's like we're not done talking about this language.
Yes, we do it in calendar math, which is every day.
Yeah. And first grade does calendar math. Okay. So even though if we ever talk about the language of something that we've already taught, it's still going to be imperative that we're doing it throughout the rest of the year. And if you haven't called it something, just jump in tomorrow and make that correction. Okay. So the second thing we're going to do, there is a new template that Ms. Dixon wants the campus to be using for problem solving. And so they developed that last week. And our job is to see how we can incorporate that with the little grades. It's a little bit more when we're doing problem solving, word problems. But the expectation is that the students come up already practicing how to solve it this way. And so from data on the STAR test, these are the two, 3rd and 4th grade, y'all can read it. The TEKs that are kind of striving are pushed in this area.
Let's see.
And then just be, thinking of how this connects to what you do already or what you're going to be doing for the year. And for my new teachers, since y'all don't know what you are going to be doing, we're going to go to a different document on that Lead Forward page, and it's called scaffolding. It's the second column. Mm-hmm. And then on the bottom, it has the different categories for it. So yours is going to be in adding, subtracting whole numbers. And then ours would be whole number operations. So here it'll show you, when you find the little arrows next to it, the year before us. That's what your student should come in kind of understanding.
The one with the arrows only, or the green ones?
So green is going to be your readiness standards, and then yellow is supporting.
But then we go to the same thing, right? How are they supposed to go all the way to 1,000 when they only do 110 or 100?
That's the new part of ours. So the idea here is before you're teaching a new topic, you come in and you think about what did they do, and so your head's already thinking, okay, well, my student should be able to do this. My gap to fill is what you just said, the 100 to the getting up to 1,000. Yeah. And I'm just gonna give y'all, since that's a brand new document, I'm gonna let y'all look at that for like 2 minutes. Feel free to have open conversation if something surprises you. The scaffolding.
It keeps
Your
saying-
computer's broken.
I just got to take it back Friday. It's like looking for license, and I have it up, Excel up. No.
Okay. Do you want to look at Angela's with her maybe? Be your closest alignment. Was that in the workshop? Or help desk?
Since last school year. And they gave me back Friday.
Not working. Oh, it looks like it's trying, but
Girl, this thing's slow. But yeah, we'll see.
what ways do you see our grades supporting these TEKs? Now, I know that it's not multiplication and division, because ours is addition and subtraction, but other vocabulary or
Picture
verbs.
models.
Picture models. Okay, so we're doing
Yeah.
that.
Properties of operation. Would that be
I don't
like
know
the
how-
standard form, expanded form? Is that what it is?
No, properties of operation is going to be like for addition, you can swap the order of your numbers, and it's still going to get you the same sum.
answer.
They get into some detailed properties of operation. But like for second grade, we solve one-step and two-step problems. First grade, I think it's just one step. Is that what you're
Here it
saying?
says a 1 and 2 step.
Okay. Then kinder is just one.
We have had practice with two-step.
Okay.
But it's more successful independently with one-step.
Right. Okay. And this part goes back to our very first vertical alignment too, when we talked about, we looked at the field guide and the language that people use when determining the operation that you're going to use, like joining, comparing, and separating. So again, we're kind of making sure that we keep that language. We already developed a common language as the campus in that planning. Just keep that in mind, because I know that none of us are into this actual area yet, but for like second grade, we're doing word problems every day. That's part of our morning math. So even if you're modeling it with your calendar math, I don't know if y'all have word problems that come into your calendar math, or if that's something that you think that once you get to a point you might be able to add, if it's something that you're just doing it yourself, and so the kids, it's not taking as much time, like a real short, and I'll show you an example. I pulled some examples from y'all's curriculum for us to use with this. So this is the new problem-solving model that we're going to use across the campus. This is geared towards upper grades, so our job today is to bring this into what we can do with it. Whether that be 2 of the boxes are being done by the teacher every single time, because that's just not a realistic expectation for a kindergartner to do. But the idea is every time they do a word problem, they are finding important information. So that's writing or drawing information from the problem, which is something we do at least. And kinder and first grade, I know that we were using manipulatives all the time, so maybe drawing their manipulatives. Including the unknown, and that's a word that we need to be using. So after you read it, you get through the question sentence. What is the unknown in this problem? So what are we looking for exactly? And expectation is that the students are saying, like, we are missing the number of pencils, like it's specifically saying what they're getting to. And what are you solving for? So after students find that information, and they do want it to be in this order, because I asked, since we're littles, can we start with the drawing and the plant? That was the first thing in my head. No, I got pushed back real quick. No. And I went at it with, so that problem right there was me trying to explain to them how much easier it is for us to show things. But the reasoning behind it was the students are answering problems and they're not,
Understanding what it's asking.
yeah. And so we really, we have to change the style of which we're giving them problem solving. And I got told that because I was really, against it. Anyways, so it's the solution statement need to be writing, and that goes with all of our discourse that we were talking about as a campus too, and like the writing, the push for writing. So this part should be easy for us to implement into all grade levels because that's a push as a campus too, is that we're writing when we're learning other subjects than writing as well. So when that connects with the information, the unknown, they're writing a solution statement. For example, the dog ate blank ounces, so they're gonna come back after they solve it and put that number in there. Read it and say, this makes sense, or, oh, I accidentally counted apples. I don't know, whatever they're counting in their problem. And then a plan or strategy. That's our big area. That should be easy for us to come up with because we're doing lots of pictures and showing the strategies, number lines, strip diagrams. And that's where they're going to solve it. And then justifying it, they want them to check it in a different way or use inverse operation. Inverse operation might be too much on y'all's level. We get there eventually, so second grade that should be easy for us to go into. So I would like for y'all to go through this problem. This is a kindergarten story problem from STEM Scope's curriculum. And if you could work this out as if you were actually doing it in the classroom, or how you would present it to the students. I don't have, we can use the whiteboards. There should be some working markers. Do you want to use a high one? Oh, there you go. Sorry, ladies. Aiden had 3 books. Susie gave him 5 more books. How many books does Aiden have now?
But should I do like kinder? Wow.
Do it how you would do it.
Okay.
At your level. And then if you could, like, just put a little letter next to each piece of your thing so we can quickly identify. The ISPJ. I need a better way to remember that too. If you think of something clever, let me know.
I'll be like this with
I don't know if that's higher order, but yeah, justifying. If we already did
Oh,
subtraction,
I like
then I
that.
can bring it back in.
Yeah.
If we
I like
haven't done
that.
it yet, it's gonna be
Yeah.
over ahead.
Okay, so this is a kindergarten problem, and we can see every step is doable. Yes, Ms. Hodge?
Yes,
It was easy for you?
somewhat, yeah.
Okay. Maybe the justify part is just showing a different model for the next few or the beginning of the year.
Make 8, maybe.
Like maybe this time we use a number line, or we use a 10 frame, or we use a different tool than the time before.
Okay.
And then maybe we're providing the sentence stem for the answer, maybe at the beginning of the, I don't know when y'all get to that point, but it's still doable to be representing each of those.
Yeah.
First grade, how do we feeling about kind of connecting? Yeah?
Yeah, I think just the same, like the justifying part, I'm not like sure how they would do that, but
Okay. So like showing
Showing them
different
different
strategies.
ways.
Just so that, they're checking for reasonableness with their problem. But answer statements, yes. And then second grade? It should be pretty easy that we could implement all of the, okay. So we have lots of areas that we can look. Yeah. So second grade should be able to actually justify, because first kindergarten, they know their subtraction at this point, or should be getting to that. Okay. Perfect. So keeping that in mind, I am going to send this to you guys. Whenever you are implementing problem solving, hopefully that comes into your kind of number talk or whatever wrap up spiral review. We need to start putting the ISPJ. Maybe we can get a template for the campus. I'll ask Ms. Dixon if we can get some type of template or something, maybe posters. A poster in the room might be easier. So I'm gonna send y'all this, and then also a feedback form that if y'all could do for me, just for me. But if you have any questions or other comments, concerns, you can let me know those. And then if you want to add to this when I send it to you, feel free to add language as you see it coming in. But we will revisit more areas of the language as we continue throughout the year. Okay, y'all are free to go back to the library.